and welcome back to another cloth diaper video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my experience with specifically two types of diapers from two different companies. I have a video from when I received these diapers and my initial thoughts before I used them. That is linked down below. Today, I'm going to share my experience having used them now for 3 weeks. So the first one is not a diaper, it's a diaper bag. It's the bag that I got from Esembly because, like I said, I hadn't figured out the best system for taking out diapers and I gave this a try. So the one thing that I said previously is that I really like this size, like it's nice and big. But what I realized is I don't take as many diapers out as I used to. So during the newborn phase or when Elba was a little bit younger, I would take a lot more diapers out. And we do elimination communication, so I also carry around a potty. So actually, I would have wanted this to be a tiny bit smaller, but it really doesn't matter because now it's nice and big if I want to take more and it doesn't take up that much space if you want to use less. This is nobody's problem, but it's just a cloth diaper thing that's irritating for me. So I put clean diapers in the back and then dirty diapers in the front. And then every time you put dirty diapers in, you need to wash it. I will need to take out the clean diapers out the back, wash this whole thing, and then put them back. I recognize that there's not really like a different thing. You can't not wash it after you've used it. It like retains a bit of a smell. So there's like, that's not company specific. That's just something that's annoying about using cloth diapers is whatever you put them in, you either need to throw it away or wash it every single time. Anyway, all in all, I'm happy and I'm going to continue to use this. The frustrations for me is really not about this specific bag. That's just cloth diapering bags. It's nice. It looks pretty. And I'm sure that I'm actually going to use it for a lot longer, even maybe when she's not in diapers. I think it's a really nice bag to just carry stuff around, especially if your kid jumps in water and you need a wet bag to put things in. I think this is a goodie. Moving on to the Esembly diapers. So I purchased 6 of these and 2 covers. Let's start with the covers. So the covers, honestly, nothing special other than that these are quite cute designs and they are press studs. I've spoken about this a lot. My preference is Velcro rather than press studs. It's just easier to put it on and take it off. But I will say, because they're nice and soft, and this is not the same as like pockets and all-in-ones, is they do fit nicely around the leg. I didn't have an issue with these covers fitting nicely. One of the covers that I received had a defective press stud, and I contacted Esembly and very, very quickly they rectified it and sent me a new one. So I just want to give a shout out or a recognition to their customer service. When I contacted the company that I bought them the diapers from, I didn't buy them directly from Esembly. They said that this was the first defective product from Esembly that they had had. That I think speaks loads about the brand and the quality of the brand. And to make things faster, because they're a US-based company, they sent me the new item via their Canada Amazon store. So I received it literally like 2 days after they had received my photograph of the defect. Anyway, so now technically I have 2 perfect condition covers and then one that has 1 defective press stud. Moving on to the diaper. So this is an organic cotton diaper. And this is what I really liked about this and what drew me to this specific brand and this specific diaper is I am fussy about what touches Elba, but then I also need to weigh up like having a lot of cloth diapers versus the cost of organic cotton ones, and I didn't know about this brand until later. So the diapers that I do own, the Pokkelokkie diapers, are not all pure cotton. They are cotton blends. If and when possible, I do think it's best to go organic cotton. Firstly, cotton meaning stay natural, and then organic because of the pesticides that are used in farming of cotton. And this is touching a very vulnerable place of our babies. So that for me, just the fact that they're organic cotton gives them like 100 extra points if I had a point system for cloth diapers. Now, because I love that they're organic cotton, I'm willing to overlook certain parts of the diaper that is not my favorite, and that is the press studs. Having used these are nice press studs. They clip on and they clip off pretty easy. They are still slightly more time consuming to put on versus a diaper that is Velcro. So versus this one, which is just put that on. And when you have a wriggly baby that's rolling out of their diaper, to get it back on quickly is nice. Anyway, the other frustration that I have with press studs versus Velcro. Wait, let me say a positive thing about press studs versus Velcro first before I just like complain about press studs. I do believe in terms of the lifetime of your diaper, press studs will last longer. You don't have to be as concerned when you're doing your laundry. Whereas with the Velcro ones, I always have to check, is the Velcro closed? These don't go in their own bags, but these, are they in their own little mesh bags? And sometimes the mesh bags open in the laundry and then this sticks to things and it ruins whatever it's stuck to. So in the sense of laundry, press studs are better. In the sense of quality of your diaper and how long it's going to last you and the resale value of them, because one of the big things when you're selling your diapers is people will ask, in what condition is the elastic? And in what condition is the Velcro? The Velcro just, it's not going to last as well as press studs will. So that's a pro of press studs. The thing that I find with press studs, so on this diaper, there's a bunch of holes here that you can size to your baby. Now, sometimes I want to just be in between one of these. And that's not to say I want the diaper company to make press studs everywhere. That's just pointing out that when it's Velcro, there's this whole strip that I can put it exactly where I want to put it for it to fit exactly how I want it to fit. Where with press studs, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to be on this one. No, I want to be on that one. No, I actually want to be on the middle, but there's no middle one. So you don't get that perfect fit, but I will say having used these diapers, it did not hinder using them. It did not cause any leaks. It didn't cause any issues because I couldn't get that like perfect notch that I wanted to get. One of the things I was concerned about is whether I'd be able to get this nice and clean because it's like an all-in-one fitted. I mean, because we do elimination communication, there aren't that many poops in the diaper, but I think there was at least one for me to test out that it did come clean. And let me just add there though that I might need to make another video once Elba starts solids, because right now my experience of poop is exclusively breastfed baby poop, which is pretty easy to get out of anything really. Anyway, they did come clean. Unfortunately, I turned one of them pink by mistake, which is a real bummer for me, but it's okay. It's just a slightly pink color now, but it works fine. Anyway, the other thing is when diapers have ammonia buildup, I think I've spoken about this in other videos, there's something wrong with your wash routine. It's not that there's something wrong with the diaper. There's something wrong with your wash routine. But given that I am still struggling with my wash routine, like it's way better. It's way better. But after a while, I do get a bit of a buildup. So I'm still trying to figure out what it is. I do think maybe it has to do with that the machine doesn't run a long enough cycle, so I actually have to run twice. And I'm also like rinsing the diapers on warm and doing a whole bunch of things. Anyway, so I recognize that it's a wash cycle issue when a diaper gets a buildup. But I will say, because this is so much material, which is great for absorbency, it is that it kind of gets the smell faster than something that doesn't have as much material. Now, please take that with me saying, I did not use their washing liquid or powder, this brand. They have one. I did not go on their website to check exactly how I'm supposed to wash their diapers. I mean, I read these instructions and I did follow that. So I didn't do anything I'm not supposed to do, but I didn't consult exactly what they require in terms of washing. I do also use their agitators, which I think does make a difference and does help. But there's something, I don't know if it's my detergent or what, but there's something about my wash routine that still needs to come right. It's not hectic, but I noticed it with these ones. All right, in terms of fit, I think they have a good fit. I said the thing about the press studs, but in general, I think that these diapers will fit for long. And what I loved about them, so cloth diapers are a bulkier bum in general. Now, the more absorbency you want, typically the more bulky the bum is going to get. And we do have vest extenders and I'm used to the bulk, so it really, like, that's just part of the journey. But these ones are very absorbent, and the way that they're made, they're not bulky at all. Like, it was actually really nice, like how not bulky this bum is compared to the other diapers that I've been using. So just in terms of Elba's free range of movement, to put this out there, the whole bulkier bum thing is not a concern for like hip development or any of that. I don't want to talk about that in the video, but I am big on her moving in a natural way. That's why she does diaper free time. I do think it is nice to actually change it up between the different bulkiness of the diapers. So then every now and again, she wears these ones versus the more bulky other ones that she wears, with her night nappy being the most bulky. Right, so that is the Esembly diapers. Love that they're organic cotton. Would buy them over purely for the fact that they're organic cotton. I love that this is against her skin as opposed to something that's not organic or something that is a blend. Even though I'm saying I do use cotton blend diapers and I do use diapers that are not organic as well. So in an ideal world, all my diapers would be organic. The concern I had about the leg fit is not a thing. They fit great a lot around the leg. The concerns I had around washing them, not a thing. They are nice, they're absorbent, they're not very bulky, which is awesome. They do take slightly longer to put on than, for example, this system. And it is a bit not my favorite with her rolling, but her being so mobile is a semi-new thing. Like I say semi, it's been like a month or a bit. So that's also just gonna take me getting used to that. In my previous video, I said that I bought these to see whether I would continue to recommend them because I kept telling people, oh, if you want to buy something here in Canada, these are the ones that I would buy. Now I will tell people I did buy them. I do like them. I do recommend them. Okay, moving on to the next one. Do you want to play with them? If this is not your first cloth diaper video with me, you will remember that the system that I've been using with Elba since she was a newborn that I absolutely love is fitted with a cover or flats with a cover. And I really like that, but Elba was gonna outgrow these soon. So I placed another order from Pokkelokkie. Again, that video is linked down below. And I bought their new system called the Snappit Pro. They have discontinued making these fitted ones for older size babies. They still make them for newborns, they just don't make them for Elba size anymore. A few people have messaged me to ask me which ones is my preference, like the Snappit Pro or the older model, the Dawn Patrol. And I will discuss the difference between these two as well as comparing them, for example, to the Esembly diaper in terms of what my preference is. But just bear in mind, this is purely my preference based off of our experience. And I do think in general, they're pretty great diapers. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. These I had to ship from South Africa, so I had to pay more in shipping, whereas these ones are free in shipping, and I had to pay import taxes on them as well. They still work out, even with all that included, to be quite a cost-effective diaper. With the fitted that we're currently using, so she had the newborn size fitted, and then she had the mediums, and I was intending to buy the large, and then they discontinued them and replaced it with a Snappit Pro. So the first pro of the Snappit Pro is that they run from 6 kgs to 20 kgs. Whereas these, I don't remember what they run from, but they don't run all the way to 20 kgs. I think they go up to 10 kgs. So instead of the old way, you would have had newborn, medium, large. Now you'll have newborn, these ones. And in that way, they're working out a little bit more cost effective. And also, I'm getting to the point where I'm having to store all the baby stuff that she's outgrowing, so it's also nice when you don't have so many different things that you have to store. Okay, then in terms of ease of use, I think, if I remember correctly, the Snappit Pro was made for people who send their children to daycare because you can very easily prep the diaper and send it off with your kid, a bunch of them prepped, to daycare, and then they just put it on really easily. Which these ones I feel you can do the same, but I think that because this is all attached, it, I don't know, makes things a little bit easier for daycares that are resistant to doing cloth diapers. Now, I'm not the ideal target market for that because Elba doesn't go to daycare. I do the diapers and I don't mind prepping the diapers. So I had a great system with these because I think I've said this before, I would use 3 covers and rotate them through the day and then just swap out these ones as we use them. When I got the Snappit Pro, I did what I usually do and I prep them. So you have your cover, you snap them in, you fold it, put your fleece liner, you take it there, bend it nicely, make sure all the bits are tucked in. If you want to, you boost it underneath all that. So I prepped a bunch of them and then I started using them and then I had a pile of covers lying around and I was like, I don't like that. Okay, so I had this massive pile of covers, which you can reuse, like a few times before you need to wash them. But I didn't really know, do I now prep again the next day? Because then I have some clean covers. Must I like what covers must I use? And this might sound stupid, but I think when you're cloth diapering your system and the way that you have like your routine, the dirty ones go there, the clean ones go there, this is how often I wash them, that it's a real part of cloth diapering, and it's a big thing about what makes your journey easier or harder. So because I was used to the fitted system, now I was a bit like, when do I prep them? So I decided, okay, let's change it up. Let's prep them only when I want to use them. So then I take the cover from the day that I'm using and then just prep them right as I'm going to put them on. And that worked in a way that I didn't have like covers all over my house and a big pile of covers. But what wasn't amazing about that is I don't necessarily want to take that time every time I do a diaper. I would rather sit and prep my diapers like for the day or for a few days. The same with when I've explained this, like when I'm folding flats, it's a very like therapeutic process. It's nice to do. But when I'm folding flat right before I want to put it on her, that's fine once or twice, but like I don't want that to be my system, because sometimes if I'm changing a diaper throughout the day, I want that activity not to take very long. And bearing in mind, we also potty, so it's becoming quite a lengthy process if I'm doing potty every single time, as well as doing the whole putting the diaper together. But anyway, so that solved my covers lying around problem, but it was a bit irritating and still is a bit irritating in the sense that I'm just putting them together as soon as I'm about to put them on her bum to avoid the issue of covers lying everywhere and me being confused about which covers are clean and which I need to wash and how many times have I used that cover and that whole thing. The other thing is, as well, is when I want to go out. So my thing was always when I do my laundry, as soon as I'm packing away laundry, I prep the diapers and I put them in the drawer prepped. So if I need to go somewhere, I just grab prepped diapers. Now, because I changed the system to not prepping these ones, so I didn't have covers lying all over the place, when I needed to go somewhere, now I first needed to prep them, which meant that I didn't really take these when I went out because I didn't feel like prepping diapers when I was packing my diaper bag. So then I would rather grab the Esembly ones, and these still fit, so I would grab these ones. So I've only been using them for 3 weeks and I haven't like lost sleep trying to figure out what the best system is. So anybody using these diapers, if you've got a good system, how to not have like loads of covers lying around your house, or how to remember which covers are clean or dirty, and you've got a great system, please let me know, because I ideally would like to prep my diapers when they come out the laundry. I really don't like to stuff pockets. I don't mind this activity, this whole like press stud, fold, this thing on top. I don't mind that the way that I minded stuffing pockets. Like I really didn't like stuffing pockets. This is not a painful task to do. I mean, you saw that was not a lot, but I did find that doing this was easier and nicer than prepping these ones, because these would just be, I would have like diapers and then I would kind of throw all their inners on them, close them up, close up the Velcro. Where these, I'll link the video down below of how to do it properly. You press stud, again, no problems, but then you really have to make sure that this part is done properly and put in there with a nice flare over there. And then this one, all in, make sure that it's in the diaper nicely. So there's more room for error with this one in terms of like having to pay attention to how you do it versus these. You just throw in the boosters and move on. Okay. But now moving on to a benefit of them is they dry very easily, very quick. And this is a great thing in South Africa. This is a South African brand. So this is marketed to people who live in South Africa and then people abroad. But I think the main market is people in South Africa. And with things like load shedding and other issues, you want a diaper that's going to dry easily when you hang it up, especially in winter. So in that way, that is a major, major bonus to not having hindrances. That for me is not that important because I tumble dry this part and I hang the covers. So I'm recognizing that that's a pro, but that's not something that's high up on my needs list when it comes to diapers. And I also use flats that dry incredibly quickly. So if I went through a time like when our dryer broke, then I would just use flats. So these ones and the Esembly ones, because they're sort of a lot more going on there, take slightly longer to dry versus these ones and flats. All right. Then with this new system, these ones, again, there's a video below on how to get the good fit on your baby from the company. And that's where I really want to say to both these brands is their customer service is truly outstanding. Like Pokkelokkie's owner, Karen, is just phenomenal in terms of helping. If you've got an issue with your diapers, like she's gonna brainstorm. Your kid's got a rash, you've got specific hurdles. Like honestly, really, really great customer service interaction, making sure that the journey's working for you, checking up, is it working, and so forth. So I haven't contacted her about my frustrations, and I know that if I do, well, I call them frustrations, about the things that are not ideal for me about this experience with these diapers. And I know that if I do, she will definitely brainstorm, give me some suggestions on how to make it easier. So I just want to say from that perspective, fantastic brand in terms of having somebody who holds your hand through the process of adapting. Okay, back to this diaper. One of the reasons is that I like the fitted cover system or flat cover system, and I spoke about this before versus the whole all-in-one or the pockets thing, is when your cover is also your diaper. Then you have to be quite attention to detail-y about how you put it on to make sure that the legs are closed nicely, and you have to make sure that, you know, really you're looking at how well you've put it on. With these, honestly, there's not much room for error. Just you put it on, it's like unlikely to leak. With these also, like really, there's nothing, you don't have to watch a video about how to put them on. With these ones, you do, because the cover is technically now the diaper because you've attached it to it. So there are separate pieces in terms of washing them and reusing the cover and all of that. But because we're attaching them, they become very similar to pockets and all-in-ones in the sense that the important part is then the fit of the cover. Now, I watched the video on how to put them on and I was pretty confident that I put it on well. The first time I put it on, it leaked. Now, it leaked, I'm assuming because of the fleece liner that I used maybe was touching the fleece outer of the cover, because the whole diaper was not soaked or wet. It was more that it sort of pushed the moisture to the one side and then it went out the diaper. I figured this is me, and I just put a bit more effort into, even though I did put effort into it the first time. I don't exactly know what I did wrong, but whatever, it leaked. And then after that, I didn't really have a leak again. It was fine. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, chop that up to whatever, unluck of using it the first time. And then today I had a leak again. So I'm not exactly sure, because I'm putting them on similarly, and it was again the kind of leak where it's not that the whole diaper is saturated, because, and this is on me, I don't boost these. Because again, we're doing elimination communication. So a lot of the time we're potting. Diapers are a backup system. I don't really need them to be overly absorbent except when I'm out and about or in terms of night nappies. All right. So of course, if you want them to be more absorbent, boost them. But the 2 times that I had a leak, it had nothing to do with the boosting, because part of the diaper would still be dry and then it leaked out somewhere. So I think it's got to do with how I put the fleece liner on. I think maybe I'm gonna stop using the fleece liner for a bit and see if that makes a difference. And then on the topic of leaking, these are not for nighttime. They make that very clear on their website. This is not her nighttime nappy. She has nighttime nappies. The nighttime nappies are like this. I've shown them in a previous video, except they have more and they absorb more. Then they're like a nice olive green color. Because again, we're doing elimination communication, I don't do as this sort of recommendation would be. The recommendation would be around 6-7 p.m.-ish, you put the night nappy on and you don't have to change it until morning. Because I'm watching for signs and so forth, I do change them right up until the point where she's really like sleeping for the night. Which sometimes means that the way that has happened, she isn't in her night nappy when she falls asleep for the night. Now, this is not common, but once or twice it's happened, and I'm not going to disturb her sleep to change her nappy into the night nappy. Whenever this has happened with one of these fitted ones, it has never leaked out in the night. I mean, in the morning it is wet sometimes, but it's not leaked. The one night that I left it with these on, and remember this is also on me because they're not a night nappy and I don't boost them, it leaked a lot and there was a lot to clean in the morning. So they are not night nappies. Don't use them as night nappies. And if you are going to use them as night nappies, remember to boost them. Okay. And then still on the leaky front, like I said, elimination communication. Now, at this age, we're not getting most of the wheeze in here, so I still very much need the diapers to work well for wheeze. But we do get most of the poops in here. In the 3 weeks that we tried out these diapers, there was poop in the diaper twice. One of those times being today. And both times, what happened was poop went on to the cover. It didn't leak out, but it went onto the cover. And it's not a thing about it being a huge poop, because again, as soon as I hear she's pooping, I'm gonna put her on the potty. So it's not even the entire poop. Sorry for the TMI. But every single time, the 2 times, it went on the cover, which means I have to wash the cover. Where that was never the case with these, and it's also not the case with the flats. It was also not the case with the Esembly ones, so I think that this system is mostly for wheeze, because that's more what your child is doing. And secondly, I think the mindset, because of them running from 6 kgs up to 20 kgs, I think the mindset here is also that a child will probably be eating solids when they're using these, so the poop is going to be more formed, which is nice. Fleece liner sprayed off. But with her still being exclusively breastfed, her poop is very much like liquid and goes places. So for the current breastfed baby poop, this would be my preference, because I don't want to wash the covers every time poop gets in that diaper. Okay, so I assume once we start solids that will change. I don't suspect that poop is going to go on the cover when they're solids, but I'll have to report back to you, because this has been our experience thus far. And then on the note of things that are unique to us, so that's why I'm saying this is really like a personal experience thing. Someone who's not doing elimination communication, or someone whose baby's not Elba's age and still exclusively breastfed and not had any solids yet, won't necessarily have these things happen to them. So just sharing what is unique to my journey, and hopefully that's interesting or valuable to you. So here's another thing that is unique to our journey. With elimination communication, you want to get your diapers off and you want to get them on very quickly. These are great for that. They are super quick to take off. They're Velcro. So just take the Velcro off, especially if you're catching the wheeze, because then you don't need to change the diaper. So the whole thing about me saying the prepping thing before I put it on, that's only applicable if the diaper had wee in. But if the diaper is clean and I'm just gonna offer potty and she's gonna go in the potty and I'm gonna put a clean diaper back, then it is great. Very easy to take off, very easy to put back on. What is not great though is, so my usual system with this is we use a bum towel, and then wherever we are, drop her down, bum towel, take the diaper off, and usually I'm doing a sort of one-handed thing. I'm gonna put her on the potty, and if there's anything in the diaper, then I would have taken it off, and I'm usually in my room or here, and I have containers that I put my diapers in. So then if it's dirty, I will throw this one into the dirty container, and I will throw the cover into the cover container to be reused. When I'm doing that with these ones, it's a bit of a funny thing, because I will put Elba on the potty. Now I'm holding her on the potty with this hand, and this one, I push the cover down with my foot to pull this top part off, and then I throw this in the pile, and I throw that into the cover pile. So I need to use my foot in this process because they're attached with press studs, which these I never had to use anything because they weren't attached to the cover. That is a very unique to EC journey experience. The other experience with taking them off is, again, use my foot there, but with these ones, when you took them off, there was a way to touch them that, especially if it was a poop one, that your hands are not touching the poop part. With these ones, when you open them up, it's a little bit hard to take them off in a way that your hands are not touching everything. Like when they're not attached to the cover, you just take it off. Where this one is attached to the cover, so I need to get it off the cover, so which means I need to touch it in a way that, like, I'm getting a good grip on it to take it off, which means that I am touching the stuff. Like, I don't know if I'm doing that wrong, but yeah, definitely a lot of touching the stuff. Alrighty, I'm gonna start wrapping this up now. All in all, great diapers. The frustrations I have are clearly related to me being used to my previous system and then now needing to change it up. I also think that a little bit, when Elba is a little bit older and we're more progressed in our elimination communication journey, they might become my preferred diaper because of how easy they are to take off, especially if I'm not actually changing the diaper the whole time. Also, you know when something irritates you, you find that you just, what do people call it? You don't grab for it, like you just find yourself not reaching for it. That's what people call it. Not once did I not reach for these diapers, except when I was going out because I didn't want to prep them before I was going out, or if I really need to change diaper quickly, then I didn't reach for them. But the things that I've explained in this video didn't deter me from wanting to use them. I still, like right now, she's got that on, and I've got loads of diapers, so it's not out of a necessity thing. And these ones still fit her. So it really isn't that the things that I'm sharing in this video are like minor things, and they're not deterring us from using them. If I had to give an evaluation just based off of like our experience, if I had to pick which ones to purchase, I would probably go for these. You could do a mixture of the two, but one of the frustrations, like I wish I was just a little bit better at foresight with the colors of my diapers, because one of the major irritations I have, okay, these are different colors, but I have this cover in this color. And if you have both, then I really strongly recommend you get your covers in different colors because there is a difference. So these have the press stud parts here at the back, which these don't have. But it is a bit annoying to have to check which have it and which don't. And even if you don't use, like me, I've got like obviously a big mixture of the two. If you're using, for example, flats and these ones, you're going to have these covers to use for your flats as well. And if you've got night nappies, you're going to use these covers for your night nappies as well, which means you are going to end up with a mixture of the two different types of covers. And I strongly recommend having them in different colors so that it's a little bit easier to be able to tell which ones are which ones. All right, so we are going to continue to use all of these diapers, and I will get back to you if I have a change in experience when Elba starts to eat solids, or if we're more progressed in terms of elimination communication. She will soon outgrow these, and then we will retire them officially, and then she will only be using the Snappit Pro, the Esembly ones, as well as the flats and the Pokkelokkie night nappies, which, by the way, I'm not reviewing in this video, or I didn't bring them down because I've spoken about them in a previous video. They're phenomenal. Honestly, best night nappies ever. And I know that loads of people who use disposable diapers also use those at night just because of how amazingly absorbent they are. They are super great since I used to change nappies and potty during the night. But now if Elba doesn't wake up, I'm not waking her up to change her diaper and potty. If she wakes up, then yes, I will change diaper and potty. But absolutely great in terms of holding everything throughout the night. Like I said, I don't put them on at like 6 or 7. I do put them on like right before she's gonna go to sleep, and then I take it off in the morning. And those, similarly to my experience with the Esembly ones, I think you have to be quite meticulous about rinsing them. Otherwise, you're gonna get a buildup, just because if there's a lot more fabric, it's just easier for cloth diapers to get an ammonia buildup if there's something wrong with your wash routine. So the night nappies, first thing in the morning, they go into the washing machine and they get a warm rinse in the washing machine to prevent a smell buildup. All right, and that is everything from us today. I just want to say that I really nitpicked, I really looked for everything that I, didn't like about them. And obviously I love these diapers because these are the diapers that I'm using. I'm speaking about both brands here. So please don't take this as me trying to bash them or be negative about them or anything. Like, they are super, super choices. I hope that this information that I shared aids in what you want to do. I know that Pokkelokkie has discontinued making these, but they're obviously still available to purchase secondhand if they're your preference versus the Snappit Pros. So yeah, and then to conclude, just great brands in terms of customer service, and we are a very happy customer, and I need to figure out what is wrong with my wash routine. Thank you for joining us for another cloth diaper video. Please like this video if you liked this video, and let me know if you found it interesting or if you've got any questions. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel.